Namaskar, good evening. You are watching PM eVidya channels and NCERT's official YouTube channel. This is the time when we bring you the live telecast of SAHYOG session in which we talk about mental well-being and mental awareness for all the students. So this is the session for class 6th to class 12th mainly. बट मुझे लगता है कि जितने भी लोग इस प्रकार के सेशंस को देखेंगे उनके लिए कुछ ना कुछ इसमें प्रॉफिटेबल जरूर होगा. टुडे वी आर गोइंग टू डिस्कस अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट टॉपिक, प्रैक्टिसिंग पॉजिटिव थिंकिंग. दिस इज द टॉपिक ऑफ टुडेज सहयोग एंड वी हैव टू पैनलिस्ट इन दिस सेशन. प्रोफेसर कल्पना वेणुगोपाल जी फ्रॉम RIE Mysuru NCERT. Professor Kalpana, namaskar and a very warm welcome.
Namaskar to all the viewers.
Right, and we have Miss Mona Jaruhar. She is a practicing counselor. Mona ji, namaskar and a very warm welcome in the session.
Thank you, namaskar.
Thank you. आप दोनों का बहुत बहुत स्वागत है, अभिनंदन है. We would like to start this session with the very important note of we can say a keynote address by Professor Kalpana. Ma'am would like to know about the importance of positive thinking from you precisely.
Yeah, when we ask this question, what is positive thinking? And the title, if you see, it is practicing positive thinking. That means we can actually practice the way we think and we can control our thoughts. So our thoughts actually are in our control. Very often we don't realize this. Whatever be the situation or circumstance we are in, it is we who control our thinking patterns and not someone else or the situation. The circumstance, the situation, the incident in which we are is only an influence on our thinking process. And so we should not succumb to it or become a slave to the circumstance or the situation. We should be able to control our own thoughts. Therefore, we can control this influence on our thoughts by being conscious of our thoughts and streamlining our thoughts to our benefit and our own peace. That is why when we start thinking positively, whatever be the circumstance, now we all know that whatever kind of experiences we have, sometimes we have happy experiences, sad experiences, we may have good or bad experiences. Life gives us all kinds of experiences. Positive thinking, or we use the word optimistic attitude, it is a practice of focusing on the good or on the positives in any given situation, which means we consciously analyze the situation and look for the benefits in it, learning from it, and getting solutions so as to think positively about that situation. That doesn't mean we ignore reality or make light of our problems. Our problems are our problems, no doubt. It simply means we change the approach of how we look at our problems. The good and the bad in life, we look at it with the expectation that things will go well for us. So positive thinking is a skill, which means we can develop it as we practice it regularly. In fact, it becomes a part of our personality gradually as we start practicing it. That is the best part of positive thinking. As we keep on practicing it, it becomes a part of our regular personality. Some simple steps which I have just taken down, if we look at, that will show us how easily we can start changing our thinking depending on the situation we are. See, being happy even when we have little. We may have a few things only, but still we remain happy. We count our blessings about it. Having a nice time even when we are losing, that means we don't break down. We try to control ourselves. And we don't think of always having only the gains. We look at the experience more importantly. We enjoy the moment of that game as we are in it. So that is also one step towards positive thinking. Further, we may be losing, we may not win, but someone else is winning. Trying to appreciate their success is the next step. That is, we are being positive even when somebody else is winning. It does not matter if at times we don't win. We learn to acknowledge that somebody else is winning. That makes it better for us. Having a positive future vision, no matter however bad the present circumstances, however difficult it is, continuing to think, imagine of a creative future vision is something that makes it easier for us to move on, because life has to move on, whatever be the situation. And if we want to feel happy about that life, it's important that we look at it more positively. So the importance of positive thinking, if we look at it as the benefits, it is greater problem solving skill and creativity, because you become more creative, how to look at your problem, solve it, make it for your own benefit. Clearer thinking, analyzing the situation, that is very important. A better mood, that means trying to be cheerful whatever be the condition. Better coping skills, that's very important. Trying to cope with the situation, lesser depression and more contentment. These are some of the thoughts that we should get when we think about positive thinking. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Professor Kalpana. We would like to move ahead in this session, and Ms. Mona, there is a role for you, because I would like to know how does it work if we talk about positive thinking and how we can practice it. So how does it work?
Yeah, thank you for the question. We are talking about positive thinking, and we generally talk about that be positive, it will be good for you, etc. So here in this part of our discussion, we will see how this positive thinking works for us, how it actually brings effect in our life in real terms. So the positive thinking, it is actually very magical. It is magical because how it operates. Like in a magic, when we observe a magic show, what happens is that a scene just gets transformed, and that transformed scene is very drastic, like a human becoming a bird becoming a piece of cloth or handkerchief. So, and we get amazed. So, by the drastic change, the positive thinking works quite in a similar way. So, how a positive thought would work in our favor? Before that, let us see how a general thinking process works. What are some standard thinking processes? Here, I would like to share my screen about some standard statements. I would like you to just ponder over it, just focus on it, right? So here are these. The first one is, what you think repeatedly about yourself, you can become. What you can imagine, you can create. And what you want to feel, you can experience. So I'll come to these one by one. The first one, what you think repeatedly about yourself, you can become. What does that mean? See, for example, when someone wants to do something, a work, or as a student, you want to aspire for a certain profession, say a lawyer or a singer, and suppose you want to adopt a behavior pattern you are missing on, like anger, anxiety, something like that. If you are targeting a behavior, and in case you want to create something, a physical object, or art, say a painting or a idol, anything like that, if you want to do that, what happens? That thought first, it is there in your mind. It is only there in your mind. And that thought, it is not in form of text. It is in form of a picture. And that thought becomes an image. But remember, not all thoughts become image. Many thoughts come and go. But some strong thoughts, some intense thoughts, those thoughts that we think for, frequently, with very dearly, which is very close to us, and we really want to have it, and really want to have it. Such thoughts, what happens is that takes the form of an image in our mind. So once an image is formed, what happens is a part of our brain gets triggered by the thought itself, the thinking part, and it triggers to the action part. And what it does is it helps the other part to start imagining how to really have that thought in real life, how to achieve that, So the more intense thought is, it starts activating the other part of brain to start planning, having a plan how to achieve that, which is very automatic process, right? So in that case, we'll just see how we have in this particular diagram. If you can see, there is a picture in which we have brain image is there, and we have different sections. All these sections are responsible for different kind of, responsibilities, and they deliver different duties, and that depends upon what you want to do. So the moment that image is there and we start making a plan, analyzing it, if there is a problem, how to solve the problem, but anyhow I want that. Whether it is a food that you want to go and eat it, you start planning, whether it is a small thing, or if it is a big thing like an aspiration, you start planning it. Remember? So this is how it is working. Although there are different parts of our brain, but I would really like our young viewers to know that when our brain gets activated for this kind of work, it is not just one department's work. All the different parts of brain is very well connected. It is not that you start, this is prefrontal cortex, here is the mind where you are actively, like I am talking to you, so my front part is active. But while I am talking, I am also utilizing other parts of my brain. This is how it happens, but it doesn't happen like that. I will share a very important and interesting picture here.
Okay.
See, the brain, though it is divided into different sections, how it works on brain imaging, the study shows our brain looks like this. Whenever we are active, the neurons, which is the unit cell of it, it gets activated like a spark, electric spark. For example, if I am talking, this particular part is active and there will be electric sparks all over. And if I am utilizing some memory that I have learned for this presentation, it is using this part, which is memory. It is located here, right? So this was just to make you have a little bit idea about how it is working and how these two sections are all connected. And once your thought is active, once your thought is very intense, it gets a shape of physical appearance. And you can actually see it, actually have it, whether it is your ambition or your created model or anything like that, right? So that depends upon what you are approaching to create. Another interesting point is, we just saw, if you want to feel something, if you are thinking about a memory which gives you some kind of sadness or gives you some kind of pain, you will know that when you are visiting that thought, you will actually have that same feeling. You will actually experience that same feeling. If you are remembering, some death or accident or some disease, sickness or any bad time, you had a bad day that day, if you remember and that particular feeling, you will see that you actually experience that. Some people, when feeling is too intense, they start crying, missing someone as they were remembering someone's death. They will actually be crying. Similarly, if you are happy about something and you later on remember it, after some time, you will actually smile. You will not notice that you are smiling. Maybe some other person tell you are smiling, what is it? You will say, oh, I was just, I was remembering this. So how it is happening? Even though this is like past memory I am telling. So in case it is your imagination, like in future, you are having a good plan, this is what is going to happen with me, you will realize that at that moment also you will have same experience. to a large extent, you will feel the same happiness because, okay, I'm going to receive this award, I'm going to meet this person. If that's a happy event for you, you will almost smile for a second, isn't it? So this is what I was trying to explain, that brain is totally connected, and how this particular thing happens when we just imagine, we exactly experience the same thing. Tell me how it happens. Is it possible to cry again? Because it was a past thing. How it happened? Now, here we should understand things that our mind has 3 states. You must have heard time. It is conscious mind, subconscious mind, and we have also unconscious mind. So in the conscious state of mind, which is the current state of mind for our current activity. For example, if as a student you are appearing an exam and you are solving a mathematical sum, you are writing that on your answer sheet. While you are solving that sum, you are also recollecting some formulas, some fundamentals from the past. Yes, though it is a conscious activity, though our capacity to remember at the current time is not more than 5 to 6 items, okay, which is very, very less. But at the time we need it, at the time we are doing that sum, because at that particular moment you need that formula, you need that fundamentals to be revisited, so that you can analyze it and really solve it correctly. So what you are doing, you are actually visiting long-term memory, which is not active. Our conscious mind activity is just 10%, rest of it is 90%. So the whole fundamental is not to explain you about psychology and lot of neuroscience. I just wanted to tell you, just to understand it, how our conscious mind and subconscious mind is related. And like I said, if you are doing any current activity, your subconscious mind, your long-term memory, your imagination, your habits, everything, your emotions can come into your conscious, come into your real term. In physical, you can see that because you wanted that, because you called for it, you ordered for it. It is like that. So whatever our brain orders for it, the mind serves. Our mind is just an executive for what we order. We are much more than our mind is. Our mind would just do what we ask them to do. Right? So this is how the mechanism of positive thoughts are. So let us conclude this section by our 2 understanding, which will be very helpful for you to understand how you can practice positive thinking.
Okay.
So the first thing is that all the activities are connected. So whatever you are thinking, feeling, it will affect your behavior. And even if you are needing one thing and you are remembering that also will come into picture. So whatever your thoughts are or feelings are, that is your current mood as well. So it is your choice. Even your feeling is your choice. If you can control it by your thoughts, your mind state will change and you can actually be in positive state. So that is about our mechanism.
Right.
So that completes this section.
Right. I think we need to think about our children as we are talking about, practicing positive thinking. So what can be the ways to practice it? Because it is a regular task. This is not I think this is not a work. This is not a task of a minute, of a day. It is a regular practice. So how we can do this?
Yes, that is what we should understand. Because once we have an understanding about positive thinking and its benefits, the only significance is if we can practice it. So I would reiterate that anybody, for anything that they are pursuing, they can practice positive thinking. These measures that we will be discussing, the techniques that we will be discussing now. But I would be taking some examples from life situations of students, considering the main viewership. Fine. So let us start with this. We have around, if we categorize 2 sets of techniques for a positive mindset. The first one is the cognitive one, and the second one is behavioral. Under cognitive techniques, we will see what to think, how to think and feel as well. And under behavioral techniques, we will see how to act and control our actions, so that we can use these techniques and acquire a positive mindset. So let us see one by one what are these.
Okay.
Right. So to develop positive thoughts and feelings, some cognitive things, that is, cognitive means by controlling our thoughts, right? That is more towards our mind, where the focus is on thought. So by controlling your thought, what we can do? So the first and foremost is believe in positivity. Means you should be convinced with the idea of positivity, that this idea itself is good. You should be convinced by its science. You should be convinced by its logic that this positive thought and this idea of having a positive thought is going to help me. And I can be positive, and being positive will be helpful for me to achieve my goals. And here the person should also think the way I am saying, they should have such thoughts. They should try to develop like this, that I have the powers, I have actually all the powers to be happy and to be successful, and I can access my happiness. So it is up to me. It is up to me. So in a way, you have this technique will also give you a sense of responsibility for your own happiness and success. So how to, this is like you are making a foundation for your actual concrete positive mindset. This is just priming, that to think positively. First, believe the idea of positive. So these are first thing. Second thing is, counter the negative thoughts. So once you are priming yourself with a positive thought, it may happen, it's natural, that some negative thoughts will come in mind. Like whether I should do, these people keep talking about it. So everyone talking about that. It is not easy. My life is difficult. It is all different for me. It's not like others are just talking. It's easy to talk. If such thoughts are coming, it will be difficult. Because it is like if you are doing a right thing, at the same time you have to stop doing wrong thing also. So for priming, it is very important to stop your negative thoughts. Mostly negative thought, I would tell students, is that what happens is when they aspire something or they target something in their life, what they do is they base their target on the past achievement. So past achievement can be anything. Past achievement, we have to remember that it is based on our past effort. It is based on our past capacity. It is not a prediction for your future potential or your future success. This is very important. Other than your past achievement, what hampers mostly in the life of students, or I think anyone, is dependency on the situations and so much dependency on others. So other situation will change, then I will change. In my family, there are other problems. My parents are like this. In my family or in my caste or in my culture, those things are not acceptable. I should not even plan. Gender-wise, girls especially, or even boys, they think why I should be in beauty industry doesn't go with my values. Of the social values and culture. Even these are restrictions. Unknowingly it is in our thoughts. I can't do this, I shouldn't even think that. It doesn't even occur. So those things we have to be careful about.
Right. Monaji, you have hardly 2.5 minutes. You need to conclude this session as well. Please.
Okay, sure. See, this was about priming, and the core and important technique for achieving this is, you are thinking that, but how to be effectively thinking that? It is meditation. In the meditation process, I would highly recommend this. to the students. Please spend at least start with 5 to 7 minutes, later on to 10 minutes, with meditation practices. It is nothing but taking control of your mind, taking charge of yourself. So it is your own self which is responsible for your mind to go here and there. So when you do meditation, it is a mind calming exercise where you can really control over your mind and regulate it for your benefit. You can, when your mind is calm actually, you can see all the negative thoughts and behavior that you had been doing, or if it is there in your environment, how we could have manipulated my own behavior, how I should have done that, how I could have done that. So when your mind is calm, try to attain a very neutral stance. Our neutral stand, or within all of us, there is a very pure power, I would say, very pure power or sense that will tell you that how to do things and how to conduct yourself.
Right.
Actually, all of us within us. So through meditation practice, everyone can achieve that.
Right.
So it will not happen suddenly. We can see the techniques and practice it. And I am guaranteeing that as counselor that you will not need anybody's guidance if you can develop that guide within yourself. That's the power within yourself. Seek that power. It is within yourself. Read good books, read nice books, and try to practice it and make it a kind of setting in the mind. Then we have some behavioral techniques in which it is very easy to just do and learn, do and learn. So one of such is gratitude. Please feel thankful for everything, at least once or twice in a day. Like, I am happy for my life, I have life, at least I am living today, I am healthy today. People are all grasped with disease and problems. At least I am well today and I am doing my task. I am having a positive thought, even that is good. I am trying to change from one situation to other situation, even that is a positivity.
Right.
So I did a good work, I helped someone. You can just write and practice it for students. It's very nice, it gives positivity, and it changes the whole orientation.
And I think user will feel some positive changes in themselves. Gradually they will feel it, right?
Very right, sir.
Right,
and
right.
some kind act, if we can do one kind act, it is very good, help others, but do not expect anything from
Return, right.
others in return, because
Yes.
that will build lot of positivity. You will just do and feel type of thing. Do and feel. If you get something back, it is not same. But if you don't get something back, that is real help.
Agreed.
And that kind of compassion, that kind of heart and that kind of soul is definitely going to help people and students to have a very positive mindset, very positively attitude people towards anything in life. Once your mind is in your control, what else human is?
Agreed.
Mind matters. So
Agreed.
mind matters. So let us be very mindful about what we are focusing on. So
Right,
take
okay.
control of your mind. You are much above than your mind. Realize that power, seek that power, be in very good association. I would say that please do some prayer every day, because at that one moment
Right.
we are with a huge sense of positivity. We say, God, please give me this. Even though we don't know logic, we don't know anything, we just do that. And during meditation also, when you do positive affirmation, say that I want to achieve this seat in this reputed college. See yourself being there. See you writing it. See you got 96% of marks in 12th. See yourself getting into that college. Exactly see your marks.
Right.
See
Mona ji, I need to stop you, and I think gradually we will get some results from our users, those who will practice such things. And I'm sure if we think about positive, then we bring positive experience to us. This is the secret says. So I must thank you for your time, for your research, and the way you explained our brain structure to learn these techniques. Thank you very much, Mona ji, for this homework and for this wonderful topic. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm also very thankful to be there in this platform and to be part of this beautiful discussion. Thank you so much.
Right, and also we also thank to Professor Kalpana Venugopalji from our Regional Institute of Education, Mysuru. Thank you very much, Professor Kalpana.
Thank you.
and we wish you a very good health very soon. You may recover very soon. Thank you very much for this session.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So this SAHYOG session comes to an end now. You can watch it later on YouTube, NCERT's official YouTube channel, and feel free to write us if you have any questions or queries on sahyog.ncert@ciet.nic.in. This is the coordinate. You can write each and everything easily and contact us. Thank you very much for this session. Be with us. Keep watching PM eVidya channels and NCERT's official YouTube channel. Namaskar.